I'm finishing up the last edits of your product images, and I'm doing this in Photoshop. So I thought while I do the last couple ones, I would send you a video of how to do so. Of course, as I've mentioned before, you do not have to do these on your own. If you'd like to send any my way for me to do even after the after this is all over, I'm happy to do so. I think I said like $10 an image, or we can work out something like that. Or if you want to batch it several products at a time, then we can do a little discount on that or something. We can figure that out if you don't want to do this on your own. Once you get the hang of it, it's fairly easy, a little bit time consuming, but it's definitely doable if you have the program and want to do it on your own. Of course, as I've mentioned before, I have the idea of if you just switch out the background from the black to something green, such as like going to Hobby Lobby and getting a green velvet background or something like that, that would be totally doable, totally fine, save lots of time, would be cohesive, etc. So whatever you want to do, I am happy to help either way. I am scrolling through here because I keep losing my train of thought, and I just want to put out my tools panel. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're in Adobe Photoshop. If you're not familiar with the Adobe suites, it's Photoshop, Lightroom, which is an image editing software, Illustrator, After Effects, animation, literally like 50 different softwares for designers, photographers, any creatives. And the whole suite is a monthly fee. I want to say it's a lot. It's like 40 something a month. But they also have just a Lightroom and Photoshop package, which is $9 a month, which is super feasible. If anyone in your life is a college student, you can get a discount, which is, I still have my discount. So yeah. So we're in Photoshop. I'm sure you've heard of it before. If not, have you used it before? So we're going to start with this image. I think we have just a couple left. I'll video the last view just so you can always come back to it. I brought your image in, and I am cropping it to be a square so that it fits with the rest of the photos on your site. So I also bring in one of the older images, and I copy and paste. You can see this layer that I have over it. I just copy, and I use Command C, and then paste and put it in here. That way it's in here. Then I'll go ahead and I'll choose the brush tool. And first I'll have to change this to be your brand colors. So what I've been doing is actually here, and I'll bring in something from your brand. Let's see. No. I'll bring it into Photoshop. Well, I don't know why it won't let me do that. Then let's see. This is going to be a little hot mess express tutorial. I apologize in advance. Okay, let's see. Nope. Trying to find, let's see. Logo files. I'll take this in. Nothing wants to, oh, well, that's why it won't come in. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll place that, and then I'll double click on this little color icon, and it gives me a little swatch, and I'll swatch your brand color. You can also just keep your this little number on here, and you can always put that in. Okay, so now I'm going to delete that. I have my brush tool open, and it'll do the same thing as this little overlay you see here. I'm gonna right click up my hardness so it's 100%. And then I go through, and anywhere that there's black space, I will make it green. I think that's everything. And then I'll get my eraser tool, which is right here, eraser tool. I'm gonna right click and make it a little bit bigger. And then I go in and I just erase anywhere that's on the non-background parts of the images. So this is the part that's like super time consuming for me as a photographer and a designer. I don't mind it at all, but from somebody on the outside, you may not want to sit here and do this. Which again, I'm happy to do it for you, and I'm also think that it would be 100% okay to do the just getting a green background. Just make sure it's the closest green possible to your brand color. So now I zoom in and I go through and I delete. I'm gonna make this smaller, and I just click around, drag around on the parts that are not your background. So yeah, I try to be as perfect as possible when doing this, but I make sure that there's no green visible. But if, say, like I do this and some of your background's visible, I don't mind like a tiny bit of it, because nobody's gonna zoom in and be like, oh my gosh, that's not the real background color. But also, your viewers' eyes are going to my dog's crying because she hears a dog outside. Your viewers aren't gonna be scrutinizing your background or your anything else in your image. They're gonna be 100% focused on the product, which means that this does not need to be perfect. So I'm just dragging this eraser tool around. Super easy, just super time consuming. See, like that, I'll probably leave that. That's not a big deal to me at all. Okay. So just here, going around. This little coral thing that you are using is way easier to edit background wise than the one with the sharper edges, but that's okay, just because this little tool is circular, makes it easy to get those edges. Okay, last area. These tiny little areas like this don't necessarily have to be, oh, that was bad, oh no, okay. Made green. Nobody is gonna be like, that part of the image is black, not green, because the eye is not gonna notice that. But for perfectionist's sake, we will do it. And if you could see me right now, my face is super close to the computer screen. Okay, and that's that. And once you zoom out, you would never know that there's little spaces here and there that aren't completely lining up to the coral. So next I'll do a save. So I'll save it as a Photoshop file, which you'll receive all of these files. Let's see. Website images. So they're all in here. Then I'm saving them by the last 4 digits, which we've been using this whole time. This is a bracelet, so I have a bracelets file, and I'll save it as a Photoshop file. And then I'll also go in and save as a copy, delete copy, and change it to a JPEG image, which is what you need for uploading to your site, either a JPEG or a PNG. If you don't know what either of those are, JPEG is a full image and PNG has no background. So either is fine. I'll save it to bracelets, and then I'm gonna go double check that is done. Okay, and you'll see it here. As also you'll see Photoshop and JPEG files for each of these. You'll receive all of these, so if you ever want to go in and edit them or anything like that, they're there. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna hop right in to how I put this on your site. So let's go here, and this, actually, I'm gonna make this into another video. So the next video will be next, so you don't have to skip through all of the editing just to see how to upload a product. Okay, bye. I'm clipping this into the beginning of this video, and I just wanted to add on. So we've edited this image. So after you're done with one and you go to the next, so I've imported this one in, and I'm going to show you how I make it easier to add the background in. So I'm going to go ahead and, there it is, trim this down to a square. Here we go. That's a good, let's see. Well, yeah, that's good. I'm going to go to this one, click on the layer of the green and press copy, paste. And even though it doesn't fit perfectly, it still helps just get that layer on there. And then I grab my paintbrush and I do it all over again. So I just wanted to add that on here for you to see once you're done with one what to do with the next. But yeah, so I'm going to end this since you've already seen me edit one.